Hello and welcome to my presentation. Today I would like to share with you unique information on the device for development of eternal life concentrations, PRK-1U. The device was created by the distinguished scientist Grigori Grabovoi. Today the PRK-1U device is a sensation. Tomorrow, PRK-1U is a vital necessity for everyone. The centuries-long human dream of acquiring clairvoyant abilities, of eternal youth, of eternal love, of eternal joy, and of eternal happiness has become a reality. There was always a first time for everything. Take the wheel, the steam engine, the electric bulb, the telegraph, the cell phone, the internet, the space flight, the deciphered human genome, and now a conscious machine. It's only logical. Indeed, in a world of rapidly advancing reality, control clairvoyance and control forecasting are a vital necessity, because without them, people cannot feel safe and comfortable in today's world. And the capability to maintain one's own physical body young and healthy, to have speedy and intensive thinking, isn't that the capability anyone would like to have? The purpose of PRK-1U is to help people discover and fulfill such capabilities. My name is Marina Morozkina. I'm a medical doctor. For more than 20 years, I have been using Grigori Grabovoi technologies to develop my consciousness, spirit, soul, physical body, to normalize my life events, and of course health. I'm constantly studying the works of Grigori Grabovoi. They provide me with insight into the organization of the world we live in, help me understand the information connections that exist between every person and all the elements of reality. My personal experience has convinced me that the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi are the key on the way to an eternal happy life. Of great interest to me is the scientific aspect of Grigori Grabovoi's teachings. Two high doctorate theses of Grigori Grabovoi and his scientific work, The Irrational Methods of Prevention of Global Catastrophic Processes Posing a Threat to the World, are favorites of mine. I was most impressed with the information on the device technologies of Grigori Grabovoi. Based on his inventions, he intends to create devices that will facilitate the normalization of any harmful processes in people's lives, devices that will be able to regenerate lost organs and rejuvenate. But what is most exciting is that with these devices, it will take a shorter time for a person to develop his consciousness and spirit. I have been dreaming to have such aid all these years. Self-development is undoubtedly important, but at present humanity's development has reached a stalemate, and I do understand that we need to resolve the deadlock within the shortest time possible. In early 2016, there was joyous news. Grigori Grabovoi designed a device, the first in its series for development of eternal life concentrations, PRK-1U. At last, that day was probably one of the happiest days in my life. In February 2016, I tested the PRK-1U device. The results exceeded all my expectations. During the device testing, my control clairvoyant ability started to open. I saw the matter of eternity emitted by the PRK-1U device, just as I see my surroundings with my physical sight. Now I can see the matter of eternity around different environment objects just after concentrating on them for some time. I discovered that after my 45-minute walk with the device, my ability to perform control enhanced dramatically. Now even a concentration lasting only a few seconds, aimed to improve events, builds them in the most harmonious way. This unique device has no analogs in the world. This is the first ever device that helps a person learn to live eternally with all that it implies, namely, eternal absolute health, eternal youth, eternal creative harmonious development, development of control clairvoyance, and control forecasting abilities in eternal life. The fact is that the state of eternal life is the most natural state for man. Man was a priori created eternal. The possibility and naturalness of eternal life has been proved by Grigori Grabovoi in accordance with the rules adopted in the modern scientific world. First, Grigori Grabovoi has created a coherent theoretical knowledge system which explains the possibility of eternal life. He holds 6 higher doctorate degrees, among which are Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences and Doctor of Technical Sciences. He is full professor in safety and security of highly complex objects. Grigori Grabovoi holds patents for inventions. On the basis of his invention, the disaster prevention method and the device for its realization, Grigori Grabovoi created a crystal module device. This device allows to identify the information component that refers to future events and to obtain accurate information about future time. Besides, the device helps normalize undesired, unfavorable information of the future and thus helps prevent disasters of any kind. The efficacy of the device has been proved in practice. Grigori Grabovoi has formulated wave synthesis theory which proves immortality of man. Based on the basic law of energy generation discovered by him, he has proved the principle of indefinite functioning of any object. He deduced the formula of common reality, which is the formula that can be applied to all the processes of reality. The formula that proves that any element of reality can be always restored, regenerated, recovered. He derived an equation describing the phenomenon of salvation of any object in any circumstances. It means that Grigori Grabovoi has mathematically proved the fact that a person can be always saved. We just have to learn it. Secondly, actual facts have been documented of salvation of people by Grigori Grabovoi from man-made disasters, as well as the facts of health recovery from incurable diseases, of rejuvenation, of resolving financial issues. Today, there are thousands of people who acknowledge the efficacy of Grigori Grabovoi's methods of control. All Grigori Grabovoi's mathematical calculations and practical results were verified thoroughly with utmost care by the experts in pertinent areas of science. We now return to PRK-1U. We need device technologies in order to know ourselves better, in order to self-actualize, and to advance as quickly as possible. But no device can be as perfect as is man's consciousness given him by the Creator. So, the primary task for mankind is to learn to control any process towards the norm directly from one's own consciousness without the aid of any devices. PRK-1U opens a new stage in human development. Now, each of us can enter a new reality where creative thoughts are material, where life events are under our spiritual control, and where a person's physical body is eternal, indestructible, young. During his instructional lectures, Grigori Grabovoi explains in detail how the device operates and how to work with it. These lectures are available to anyone interested. At the present time, anyone who wishes to embody, through his own experience, humanity's centuries-old dream of eternal life and eternal youth is given an opportunity to test the device prior to the conclusion of the use agreement. In order to understand the mechanism of action of the PRK-1U device, let's go over some reference points of the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. Man lives in a world where at the information level, all elements of the world are interconnected. Man actively and directly interacts with entire reality through his thinking. A thought form, is an information substance that has a specific geometric shape, intensity of luminosity, a propagation vector. Grigori Grabovoi has discovered and proved that under certain conditions, human thought can, interacting with reality, directly determine ensuing events. A person can consciously, with his volition action, normalize events and create conditions for eternal reproduction of life. All the methods described in Grigori Grabovoi's teachings are aimed to develop human consciousness to the level of the consciousness of the Creator. Man is created in the image and likeness of God, the Creator. This notion refers first of all to functional capabilities of man in terms of control of reality. The key way to attain the goals of ensuring eternal life to all, of salvation of all, and of harmonious development is to act the way the Creator does. The thought of the Creator has all the necessary control characteristics, and that is why reality immediately responds to it. The thought of the Creator is at the same time his action towards creation of reality. The texts of Grigori Grabovoi's books and seminars are organized in such a way that a person, when studying, when trying to understand the materials of the teachings, as well as when performing concentrations using the methods of Grigori Grabovoi, generates a normalizing by a signal in his consciousness. This normalizing by a signal enables at the current moment to create the reality needed for a person, and at the same time enables his consciousness training. As a result of regular training, consciousness structuring takes place in accordance with the system of salvation. A person starts thinking the way the Creator himself does. And here arises a question: how long does one have to read the books of Grigori Grabovoi and perform control using his methods in order to structure his consciousness and develop it to the level of the Creator? Today we can unhesitatingly answer this question, and the answer is as follows. By studying the works of Grigori Grabovoi and by performing control concentrations using his methods, with the aid of the PRK-1U device for development of concentrations, a person gets a unique chance to develop his consciousness to the best of his potential within the shortest time possible. The PRK-1U device trains consciousness, develops eternal life concentrations, is responsive to human thought, to his thinking, and aids a person in self-development. The functions of the device ensure that control structuring takes place attributable to generation and emission of matter of eternal life. Based on the system of common connections, all information objects are connected with each other. Grigori Grabovoi has identified reality common for all the processes. This means the following: the impulse, the information that characterizes any event, turns into current time, into the events of the present, at the intersection area of the future with the past. That is, each point of space of current time contains the information of all past, and most importantly, of all infinite numbers of future events. There is information content in the future where the objective of realization of eternal life has been attained, and the light of this knowledge about how to live eternally is always present in every current event. This light Grigori Grabovoi called matter of eternity. The PRK-1U device, when turned on, generates and emits the frequency spectrum that matches the specific vibration characteristics of macromatter. That is, this frequency spectrum matches the structure of eternity. When turned on, the device cuts off the information that does not match the vibration characteristics of the matter of eternity. The device, in fact, generates and emits a field characteristic of eternity. When human consciousness interacts with the device, consciousness resources to increase the time and the power of concentration are not expended. The aim and focus of the device is development of eternal life concentrations only. Accordingly, the device is absolutely harmonious in this respect, since it implements life, aids in ensuring eternal life, to be exact. When the PRK-1U device is turned on, a very powerful increase of thought radiation intensity coming from a person working with the device can be seen through clairvoyance. As a result of a person's interaction with the matter of eternity generated and emitted by the device, the person's control expands, development of concentrations takes place due to strong concentration of this matter. Up to 8 people can simultaneously work with the device. As the device is customized, it gets manufactured according to each of these 8 persons' individual characteristics. The mechanism of action of the device is based as well on the invention of Grigori Grabovoi, the information transmission system. This invention was embodied in the device schematically presented on the slide. This information transmission device was tested in the late 1990s, and it was practically proven that a formed by a human operator thought, read by the sensor elements of the transmitting device, this thought was instantly reproduced on the sensor elements of the receiving device.
Эта мысль мгновенно воспроизводилась на чувствительных элементах, принимающего устройства. Верхний правый угол.
Here, the key word is the word instantly. Moreover, this method of information transmission over all distances is immune to interference, immune to countermeasures, uninterrupted, noise-free, and 100% accurate. That is why human interaction with the matter of eternity generated and emitted by the device is instant and is not affected either by the distance between a person and the device or by how a person perceives the device. Be it visually, by being close to it, or by seeing it using a video camera, or just by thinking of the device when it is turned on and visualizing it in his mind. Such interaction is possible only when the device is turned on and is customized, fine-tuned to the individual characteristics of a specific person. In addition to the development of a person's consciousness and spirit, the intensive thought radiation of the person working with the device gets into the material structure of his organism. It is possible to calculate the intensity of cell radiation needed to ensure that the cell is eternal. And the device, by means of optical and electromagnetic actions, can increase this intensity of the cell radiation. Thought, which is light, can influence the body substance. If we look at the thought as a wave at the micro level, then it turns out that thinking can normalize the organism. And not just the organism, but objects in the external world as well. In fact, this device simply develops this ability. Thus, when the device is turned on, people begin to feel the structure of eternity. That is, a certain structure of light that can be identified, described by the field characteristics and by the characteristics of a substance. All progressive mankind is waiting for the golden age to come in the third millennium. Make a step towards your eternity. Start with yourself, and you will be able to see all the grandeur and the glory of the world we live in. Those who purchase the PRK-1U device also get the entire training program of the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. Before purchasing, you can test and work with the device and then make your decision. Reality gives everyone a chance. Use it and take your step into real eternity. To learn about the purchasing and testing terms and conditions of PRK-1U, please visit the site. The request for PRK-1U testing can be submitted to grigori.grabovoi.pr@gmail.com. The request for testing and all the necessary papers can be downloaded using the link at the bottom of the slide. I hope the information provided was interesting, helpful, and useful to you. I wish you all a happy eternal life with the PRK-1U device. Thank you.